time to make the braces now. I've marked the position of the bridge, and this is where the studs are going to be. I want my braces to go right under the studs in an X pattern, and the further you bring these two out, the looser and the more bassy the sound is going to be. If you bring them in a bit, so make that angle smaller, then the sound is going to be more tight. So depending on the sound you're after, you can play with that. And now it's time to mark the braces, and I have one of these to help me with that. This is a little thing that I used to sell film in. If you're really old, you'll remember those. And I have the lid of one of them, and I pierced a hole in the middle, and I'm going to use that as a guide. Let me show you. So here's my brace wood. I put that right where I want it, where the line is, like so. And then there we go. You can use a compass or anything that uses the back of the top as a guide, but I use this lid, as I said. Let's see, other side, and then with a bandsaw or scraper blade or end scraper blade and sandpaper and files and rasps, make sure that you get an absolute perfect fit with the top, because you don't want any play there at all. You don't want tension on your top. Making a perfect fit between the brace and the top is not easy, but as you can see from the many points here that I had to use to do some corrections, but with sharp tools and some patience you should be able to get good results. Here's a neat trick to make sure that you have the brace in exactly the same spot every time you check. After the rough work, I take a piece of wood and I clamp that to the top so the brace won't shift sideways. And with this extra clamp here, I make sure that I have the same reference point throughout the process. And then when the brace is perfect, I draw two lines where the braces cross, like so. And now I start on the other brace. When you're happy with the fit between the brace and the top, you mark where it crosses the first brace, and also you take over the lines of the first brace that we put there before. So this is one finished or half finished brace. Then I take off some excess material. I go for maybe 5/8 for now, and then maybe make them lower later. Anywhere under 10 millimeters or 3/8 would be really low. And anything over 5/8 would be really high. If you have to go over 5/8 to get a decent stiffness of the brace, then maybe you should consider getting new bracing material. So now cut off the excess material and make the joint between the two braces. I've marked one of the braces on the convex side and the other on the concave side, convex, concave, and now I'm gonna take away just enough material so I can get a really nice and snug fit. And I'm going to stay just shy, just a bit of the line, so I can do the rest with the chisel and maybe a file. So take off a little bit at a time. Check your fit a lot And like that. Make sure that it fits really snugly, because if it's too loose, the joint will be no good and you'll have to start over. So take your time. Very nice. When you get the braces to fit nicely, then take them apart, and I always start with gluing the one that touches the top everywhere. I don't like to do two at the same time. Some people do, but I do it one at a time. And I erase all the lines that we have there now, because I don't like well, it looks messy when you don't. Okay, so we have our braces glued to the top. They're about 5/8 in height now, so 15 millimeters, and this is still a pretty stiff top, so I'm gonna have to remove some of the material. I think I'll go down to maybe as low as 11 millimeters or a bit over 3/8, but I'll just see. I'll have to see how stiff it is when I lower those braces a bit. This is not doing very much now, so I need to take away some of this height. Braces on Archtops are kept rectangular, contrary to Spanish guitars and steel string guitars, where you would maybe make them gable shaped or pyramid shaped. But we do make them lower as you go towards the edges or the sides of the guitar, and they're about 1/8 or 3.2 millimeters on their lowest, and maybe over 1/16 definitely, but maybe a bit under 1/8. So clamp it and take out the little plane and take off some of that height. Good, well, ready to glue to the sides. So maybe put your autograph if you want to, and maybe clean up a bit, and then set up for gluing to the sides.